In the grim darkness of the far future, some who go to the lavatory do not return. Claims were once made that civilization can be measured by how far human waste is transported away from the people that produce it. While such a crude yardstick is of little value to cultures with starships and interstellar empires, sewers and running water nevertheless remain some of the best and oldest inventions of humanity. Clean, running water and efficient sewage systems could be taken for granted during the dark age of technology, during those forgotten millennia when mankind reshaped worlds at will and erected paradisal arcologies in soaring hubris. Yet, such simple luxuries born from humble pumps, pipes and filters are far from obvious and omnipresent parts of everyday life in the rotting, astral realms of the God Emperor of Holy Terror. For creature comforts and public health have come to be of minor concern to the galaxy-spanning Imperium of man. Vital infrastructure such as plumbing and power will usually be installed as a matter of course during Imperial construction, but its maintenance is an entire matter altogether. It is not uncommon for water and sewage systems to decay, plug up, and be infected with unclean elements. It is likewise common for such faulty plumbing and sewers to stay neglected for many years on end before plumbers and purgation crews can be found to rectify the problem. Cholera is as a consequence a natural occurrence on most Imperial planets and void installations, its festering existence noted with indifference by the officio medici. A majority of civilized Imperial worlds and void homes who can boast of some antiquity tend to sport labyrinthine tangles of pipes, cisterns, sewage works, and water towers that have accreted haphazardly over unknown epochs. Oftentimes in lower Hive cities, entire sections of such water and sewage systems will have been forgotten by whatever clans, corporations, or authorities that were originally tasked with maintaining and repairing them. In which case, the tunnels will often have been colonized by mutants and scavengers, and occasionally a rudimentary form of maintenance will be provided by some local scrap-down settlements, or worse yet by enterprising and armed pipe scamps, who will tinker and reroute piping ruthlessly in an extortive hunt for pecuniary gain and local influence. In times of mass starvation, it is usual practice for corpse guilds to hire gangs or armsmen and send out expeditions to search for forgotten nooks and abandoned sewage systems in the depths of Imperial Hive cities, where depots of accumulating human waste and corpses may be found and harvested for their biomatter. Indeed, many legends across the Imperium give praise to adventurous heroes who braved life and limb to save their hungry kin by slaying fell guardians of hoarded manure and dead bodies. Another widespread phenomenon found in somewhat functional parts of Imperial cities and void homes is that of the undermanned plumbers, who have realized that they can use the screaming demand for their services as leverage in order to only show up to lowly households willing to pay exorbitant fees or bribes. Normally, the denizens of a household also have to serve up an expensive feast dinner if they want the plumber to even cross the threshold into their home. Some writings by scholars in the Age of Imperium claim that ancient man during the Dark Age of technology did not exterminate dangerous wildlife and harmful parasites, since it was no threat at all to him. And indeed, ancient man would terraform uncounted worlds and introduce species from other planets, or even genetically transformed flora and fauna tailored for the new worlds, complete with predators to round out the ecosystem. Such xenobiological indulgence allowed all manner of noxious and lethal creatures to survive and expand on uncounted human colonies, only to infest underhives and even sewage systems in the Imperial era, spreading between worlds via resupplying starships. And so, a myriad of fiends roamed the depths of Hive cities, while the smaller, agile and more flexible ones may occasionally find their way into piping, losing themselves in claustrophobic plumbing to prey upon humans and each other. On hundreds of thousands of worlds and void homes, a wide array of bestial xenological lifeforms have been known to slither and crawl their way through sewers and tubes. These monsters and pipe lurkers will force their way into homes, or lie waiting in toilets, ready to infect men, women, and children with their eggs, or lie prepared to sting those enthroned upon loos with toxins, sucking their innards out of their paralyzed husks, or devouring them from below in a feeding frenzy. As a result, some families of means will often seek to invest in facilities that dispose of waste by scorching it to ash, or annihilating it in an alchemical compound. Such alternative systems are rarely something for the masses, however, since vast water-pumped plumbing systems better allow for the gathering and recycling of biological matter into synthetic foodstuffs. The infiltrating horror of such pipe lurkers have necessitated plumbers on many Imperial worlds to arm themselves with various weapons to dispose of potential monstrosities plugging the tubes. Some such tools of the trade include tox bombs, chem guns, and clawed beaters, as well as poison xylospongia, acid pumps, and hooked line and bait in order to lure out difficult sewage fauna. Of course, all such equipment is of little use against otherworldly sabotage in the form of demonic mites, slugs and maggots unleashed through pipe networks by cults of Nurgle operating from unspeakable corners of Hive cities and void homes. Thus the lives of most subjects of His Divine Majesty are not just hardy ones of darkness, pain and oppression, but also of filth, stench and lackluster hygiene, harrowed by disease and parasites. Imperial Hive cities sport a wide array of latrines, outhouses, water closets, and more technologically advanced waste disposal facilities for the great and the good among propertied and privileged orders. No matter the precautions undertaken, complete security rarely exists for most people who lower themselves onto bathroom seats, for life has a wonderful yet nasty habit of enduring hardships and spreading everywhere possible. Life finds a way. And any predator worth its salt would agree with the old military maxim that it is best to strike your prey when it is exposed, at its most vulnerable, and unable to fight back or escape. And so, hundreds of billions of humans will include a line in their daily prayers for the Imperator to preserve them, their kin and their offspring from the terror below, from the hidden spider, from the sudden snatcher, from that which lurks in the pipes. Thus they pray to their deity, the Emperor of mankind, he who is seated in deathless radiance upon the golden throne of hallowed myth. Such is the degradation of man in the darkest of futures.